Okay, my name is Makella. We're going to do task number 15. So here you can see me inverting our blood at least 6 to 8 times before we fill up our microhematocrit tubes to perform our PCV. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 microhematocrit tubes and we'll take the top of that purple top off. And what we'll do is we're going to fill them either half to 3/4 full, but before we stick them in the clay, we're going to allow them to get all the way down to that bottom red line. Now I'm just going to take a Chemtech wipe and moisten it so that way I can wipe off the blood from our microhematocrit tubes. Then we're going to take our microhematocrit tubes and we're going to place them with the clay down in our centrifuge at 1500 RPMs for 3 minutes. Then we're going to take them over to our little reader here and we're going to read them off. For this one, I got a 57% PCV. Now we're going to calibrate our refractometer before we perform our plasma protein or total protein. So it is nice and calibrated at 1.000, so we're just going to wipe it off before we break open our PCV or our microhematocrit tube. So in doing that, you're going to want to break above the buffy coat layer but below the plasma layer. So that's what we'll do, and then you're going to wipe off the end that you broke so that way you can blow through it, but being careful to not touch your lips to it. So now we're looking through our refractometer to get our total protein, which was 8.0. And now we're going to make our blood smear. So this is our labeled slide. You can kind of see it. What we're going to do is we're going to take a drop of blood using the top of our purple top tube to get about a 2 millimeter drop of blood on our slide. And now that the blood smear is done, we're going to let it dry for just a couple of seconds. Now we're going to make sure that's dry and wipe off the top of the smear. Now we're going to allow our blood smear to stain. It'll be in our first stain for 60 seconds, then every stain following for 30 seconds. And after it's out of that last stain, we're going to rinse it with tap water. Now we're going to start examining our slide. So I have my hand counter over to my left, so I can count as we go here. And what I'll do is I'll do our white blood cell differential first, and then I'll do our platelet estimate. And right after I do the platelet estimate, I will focus on our red cell morphology, and then we'll go over all of our erythrocyte indices. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to get our platelet estimation. So what you do in this scenario is you're going to take each number that you got per high power field out of 10 and add them together and divide them by 10. So for this one, we got 8 platelets per high power field. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start doing our estimations. So our hemoglobin one, what you do is you take your PCV and divide it by 3. So for this one, we got 19. For your red blood cell estimation, you're going to take your PCV and divide it by 6. For this one, we got 9.5 times 10 to the 6th. For your MCV, you're going to take your PCV, multiply it by 10, and divide that by your red blood cell estimation. For this one, we got 60 femtoliters. For your last one, your MCHC, you're going to take your hemoglobin estimation, multiply it by 100, divide it by your PCV, and for this one we got 33.3%.